You know, economic subjects on the YouTube are a very interesting dynamic. Is that proper English? Wait, hang on. There's an interesting social dynamic surrounding YouTube economics. And when I say YouTube economics, I mean the economical community, investment community, silver stackers, alternative currencies, anarcho-capitalists. It's an interesting dynamic, and I think you get this anywhere. And here's the bottom line, and I can't claim this, man. I got to give it up to Corey C., believe it or not. And I'm sure he's not the first person. But there's an interesting dynamic between the people that are in the game, as in the people that have physically put their money on the line and physically own these certain things, be it silver, gold, platinum, stocks, bonds, all that stuff, and then the people that are cheerleading. It's wild. It's really like sports in a way. You get comments on your video, and no offense to anyone that does this. If you're a fan of these subjects, then that's cool, man. That's cool. Go Team Silver, right? But you get people that have ardent opinions over certain investment things, and they're more than willing to express them. And man, you'd think you were talking to Warren Buffett. It's like shit. But it's really not, in some cases now, it's really not about the investment or the actual economic situation at all. In some of these cases, it's just about the value of one's opinion and what another person thinks of another person's opinion, and you get away from the subject. This is not going to be one of those videos. Lately, those of you in the investment community, investment circles, have noticed that gold and silver, as a precious metal, have taken quite a hit in current standing dollar value. And a lot of people have talked about the paper price and all that other stuff, and that's SLV and GLD. And the subject actually came around to GLD because, as gold being more valuable per ounce than silver at the moment, actually, traditionally, whenever gold loses value proportionally, let's say gold and silver both lose 33% of their value, well, the amount of money that you lose in 33% of the gold value is going to be much greater, okay? When you lose $2 on your ounce of silver, okay, I've lost, say, $200 on my ounce of gold. It's I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, it's for the big boys, blah 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 blah, but it moves, okay. and you really got to take a look at it. Now, I own GLD. I own the paper gold. I own some of that ETF. Is the amount that I own enough to make and break me? No. It is just I don't know, it's an interest type thing, and it's a portion of a portfolio that I was attempting to build that I had heard about through another YouTuber that he and I started an investment project at the same time, with mine going defunct and his still going. And it's called the Permanent Portfolio, and I was building it up piece by piece. And the first leg that I did was I established a position in the PowerShares GLD, which is the paper gold, which is part of what the retailers use for spot price. And I bought it because of the different legs of this permanent portfolio. GLD was the one component that was at a 52-week low. Now, a 52-week low can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, right? On the one hand, a 52-week low, it could have nowhere to go but up, right? And it's worked that way in the past, so why not, you know? The other things, was it spiders? I think it was spiders, because, yeah, spider, SPY, and TLT, and then a cash position, so there were 4 legs to the permanent portfolio, and you try to keep those all equal, and I was building it piece by piece. Any hoozle, this is up against my rule of thumb for when it's time to sell, a stop loss. And this is on me because this is like the third frickin' time that I've managed to do it. I didn't have a stop set on my GLD position because it's supposed to be part of a permanent portfolio, right? Fire and forget, just put your shit in there, right? But easily enough, and two to, man, I'm all over the place, but it's a complex subject. I think if you want to win, you lose 10%, you sell. You gain 20%, you sell. Easy enough, no matter what you get into. And at the end of the day, that's good. That's the bottom level of risk management, okay? You win 2. You lose, you only lose 1. You know, so like 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Ideally, they try to tell you like 3 to 1 and 4 to 1, but in a lot of cases, that's not practical. But my GLD position has taken quite a beating. What am I going to do with that? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. I'm cutting my losses on it. That's what I'm going to do about it. And it isn't because I think that it's manipulated or it's not going anywhere or whatever. It's because in this portfolio that I was trying to create, GLD is not doing its job. The GLD position's job is to either 1, maintain value, or 2, a slow, steady gain of a couple of percent. Okay, it's supposed to be one of the more stable components of the permanent portfolio. So like in matters of stability, okay, the cash obviously isn't going anywhere. So cash would be number 1, GLD would be number 2, the treasury leg would be number 3, and then you know you got the S&P ETF which could go up and down, all right? So like it should only be the second highest risk, and at the moment it's demonstrating too much volatility to be effective for me in the permanent portfolio. So I'm bailing on it. I'm cutting my losses again, which is something that I've had to get quite used to these last couple of years. And most of that just has to do with me being me investing too little, too late, and just not having my head screwed on when I take those approaches. You know, it's not destroying me. You know, all things being considered, it's just a matter of dipping my toe in the market and learning. You know, just that school of hard knocks. Really screwing down and getting my risk management understood. Because, you know, it's one thing to talk about it, and it's another thing to totally practice it. So, you know, that's where I am with that paper position, you know, physically owning it. In the meantime, it was a joy to be able to make this video and say, yeah, I own some of that crap. And here's what I think. I hope that helps out anybody who's interested in it and who's wondering about it. Is there going to be a level of gold and silver where it's good to get into them? I don't know. I really don't know. I think a lot of the interest that would have normally gone to GLD and SLV has been moved to other more higher production investments. That stock market move upwards, the retail and industrial side of it. I think the people who would normally get into their commodities, I mean, it's appealing how much value that's increased. But we will have more on it later. If anybody has any questions, I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just a minor retail investor. Like not even like boop, not even like that. I don't know. It is what it is. There's 11 minutes of your life gone, but the words from somebody who actually owns this stuff. Yeah, that's valuable for you. Maybe I could be like Silver Futurist and show you my cock when I'm making money.